losing blood. At times, she winces in pain as the wounds sting when doused with alcohol. Despite experiencing this for years, she never got used to the pain. Once again, she endures it alone, longing for her mother who has already passed away. If only her mother were still alive, she wouldn't have to endure the painful life she's going through now. If only her mother were alive, she would live a life filled with love with her mother, not with her father, who behaves harshly and cruelly. Her father is even willing to mistreat her repeatedly just to defend his wife, Yin's stepmother, and her stepsister, whose personalities are both equally harsh and cruel when treating her. Until one night, Yin ran small, panting without wearing any footwear. The corner of her lip was bleeding again. She traversed the deserted streets while clutching her painful side. Occasionally, she glanced behind to make sure no one was chasing her, be it her father, stepmother, or stepsister. She couldn't endure the torment she faced today any longer. Just this afternoon, her stepmother and stepsister tortured her, and tonight, her father, who had just returned from work, tormented her again. It all started because Yin's cooking wasn't good tonight. Her father went into a rage, started slamming things around, and she even received kicks to her stomach. Coughing, she finally escaped from that house. Her eyes were getting heavy. Her body was growing weak. Yin hadn't eaten since this afternoon, and tonight she was forced to run, not knowing where she was heading. Until accidentally, she collided with someone. "I'm sorry, sir. It was unintentional." She bowed, apologizing before passing by the person, but her hand was firmly held. "Park Yin." Hearing her name being called, Yin finally turned around. Her eyes widened perfectly. No, Yin became even more afraid seeing him. Why did she encounter him here? "Jungkook, why are you running like this? And what happened to your face?" "No, I'm fine." Yin tried to release her hand from Jungkook's grip, but he held it even stronger. Yin didn't want to be hindered like this. What if suddenly someone stabbed her, whether it's her father, stepmother, or stepsister? "Please, let me go." "What really happened, Yin?" Yin kept resisting. Her head was spinning, her body felt extremely weak, and her vision was getting blurry. Eventually, she fainted in Jungkook's arms. "Sir, what's happening here?" "I'll take this woman with me." "All right, sir." Jungkook lifted Yin's body and headed towards the car, while his guard opened the back passenger door. Jungkook placed Yin inside, and then he followed suit. Yin's unconscious head rested against his chest. As the car moved, Jungkook observed Yin's face, with a wounded lip and feet without any footwear. "What happened to you, Yin?" 4 years ago, Yin was seen walking alone in the school corridor, as usual, her presence always capturing the attention of many students, especially male classmates who often stole glances at her. Not exempt was Jungkook, who was now standing in the corridor with his two friends, Jimin and V. "Hey, if you like her so much, why don't you just confess your love to her?" "Yeah, I feel sorry for you just watching her from afar." "It's not that I don't want to, it's just that I can't." "Why?" "You guys act like you don't know how our lives are. I don't want her to be in danger because she's my girlfriend." One night, Yin had just returned from the mini market when she noticed a group of people fighting, one of them brutally hitting and kicking another person, even causing someone to vomit blood. Not far from the scene, a few sturdy individuals observed from a distance. After the man successfully subdued his opponent, one of the sturdy men who had been watching from afar approached with a bottle of water, pouring it for the man to wash his hands. It was then that the man's face became clear. He was Jeon Jungkook, Yin's classmate from school. Yin was truly shocked that Jungkook could be such a dangerous person. Before being noticed, Yin decided to distance herself from the scene. Tonight, she saw the dark side of Jungkook, someone who could ruthlessly attack others, and it frightened her. Perhaps it would be better for her not to get close and be friendly with Jungkook. He was a dangerous man. Jungkook gently placed Yin's frail body on the bed. He carefully examined the weakened form from head to toe, furrowing his brow. He was certain someone had subjected Yin's body to violence, but who? In the past, he had suppressed his feelings for Yin to keep her out of his dangerous world. Yet, what he witnessed now indicated that Yin was in danger. "Alright, if this is what's happening, I won't let you go again, Yin." Shortly after, 4 maids entered Yin's room, carrying a basin of warm water and a towel. "Cleanse her body slowly. I don't want her to experience any pain. Prepare a change of clothes for her." "Yes, sir." With that, Jungkook left the room. Jungkook grabbed his phone and called Dr. Jin to come to his mansion immediately. Seeing Yin's weakened condition, Jungkook was certain that something had happened to the girl. After making arrangements, Dr. Jin could come 2 hours later to examine Yin's condition. 2 hours later. The external wounds have been treated, but I can't guarantee that the internal injuries will be okay. Tomorrow, bring her to the hospital for further examination. Looking at her injuries, it's evident she experienced violence, Jungkook, and it seems to have occurred repeatedly. There are many old bruises that are almost healed. Most of the wounds on her body are contusions from blunt objects. Yes, thank you, doctor. Is there anything else I need to know? This is clearly abuse, Jungkook, and I'm afraid it's not just physical wounds. There might be accompanying trauma, but I hope what I'm concerned about is not true. So, I suggest being cautious. Create as comfortable a condition as possible for her, and don't make her afraid. Alright, doctor, thank you for coming here. A few moments later, the doctor finally excused himself and left the room. Jungkook continued to gaze at the now weak Yin in front of him. Finally, he sat on the edge of the bed right next to Yin, looking at her face intently. From now on, you'll be safe with me, Yin. No one will hurt you anymore. Slowly, he leaned down, gently kissing Yin's forehead, a long kiss filled with longing. In his heart, Jungkook promised not to let Yin go, no matter what. For him, Yin would be safe by his side. Several hours later, Yin's eyes slowly opened. Jungkook, who was sitting on a chair, immediately got up and sat on the edge of the bed. Yin looked surprised to see Jungkook in front of her, and she quickly examined the room. Jungkook, why are you here? And where am I? Calm down, Yin. You're in my house. Why am I here? From now on, stay here with me. You'll be safe with me. I guarantee no one will hurt you again. No, I don't want to. I have to leave. Where will you go? Anywhere, as long as it's not staying with you. If I stay here, it's like leaving the lion's den and entering the alligator's den. Anyway, I have to leave from here. No, you're not going anywhere, Yin. If you dare to run away from me, I'll lock you in this room. Let me call a maid to prepare your meal. You need to eat soon. Jungkook got up and walked out of the room. Meanwhile, Yin remained silent, her eyes fixed on the wall clock, which now showed 2 a.m. Is Jungkook waiting for me all night? Yin then noticed her changed clothes, and the wounds on her body seemed to have been clean. Before long, a maid entered with a tray of food and drinks, placing them on the nightstand. The maid left, and shortly after, Jungkook returned to the room. Jungkook sat on the edge of the bed, preparing to feed Yin. There's no need. I can eat on my own. But I'm used to situations like this. You don't need to worry too much. Yin, who did this to you? My father, my stepmother, and my stepsister. Jungkook tightly closed his eyes for a moment before heaving a heavy sigh. Alright then, have your meal first. You're very weak. Are you sure you can eat on your own? Let me feed you. Actually, if you feed me, I'll find it even harder to swallow my food. I can manage, Jungkook. Didn't I already say I'm used to situations like this? Jungkook realized Yin's discomfort at the moment, so he left the room to give her some space. 30 minutes later, a maid came to clean up the dirty dishes from Yin's room. Her stomach was now full, and she started to feel sleepy. At this moment, her body was truly exhausted, but her mind remained alert. To be honest, she still didn't feel comfortable in this room. However, her brain and eyes couldn't come to a compromise, so eventually, Yin's eyes betrayed her, and she fell into a deep and peaceful sleep. The next morning, Yin slowly opened her eyes. Her body felt more refreshed this morning. She got up from her sleeping position and leaned against the headboard. Are you awake? Jungkook, you surprised me. How long have you been here? Were you startled? I've been here since earlier. Now, go ahead and take a shower. Some clothes are already in the wardrobe. Later, we'll buy more according to your preference. Just wear what's available for now. After you shower, come to the dining room. I'll be waiting for you there. We'll go to the hospital afterward. Why go to the hospital? You'll undergo an MRI to ensure there are no issues inside your body. Jungkook, I'm fine. There's no need for such an examination. No, you still need to be examined. The doctor recommended it last night. Even though I feel perfectly fine. Hopefully, you are fine, and that's what we want to confirm. So you still need to undergo the examination. Jungkook, Don't argue, Yin. Now, go take a shower. I'll be waiting for you at the dining table. With that, Jungkook stood up and left Yin alone in the room. Meanwhile, Yin sighed in frustration. Why is Jungkook doing this to her? Why is Jungkook suddenly taking care of her like this? Could there be another motive? Yin needs to be cautious. As far as she remembers, Jungkook was someone dangerous. Yin finally got up and prepared to shower. For now, she couldn't confront Jungkook, and she thought she should read the situation before making any further plans. 15 minutes passed, and now Yin was blow-drying her hair in front of the mirror when she heard a knock on the bedroom door. Yin furrowed her brows. It couldn't be Jungkook. If it were, he would have entered without knocking. Yin opened the bedroom door, revealing a friendly-looking maid on the other side. "Miss, Mr. Jungkook is waiting for you in the dining room." "All right then." The maid led Yin to the dining room. Yin continued to walk towards the dining room, noticing Jungkook already seated there, engrossed in his phone. The food was neatly arranged on the table, and with hesitation, Yin approached. A maid pulled out a chair for her to sit. Sensing her presence, Jungkook placed his phone on the table and started to gaze at her. "You look fresh this morning." "Of course, I just finished showering." "Well then, let's eat." Yin simply smiled and nodded slightly. She began to savor the food in front of her. Somehow, seeing Jungkook smiling at her like this made her heart feel at ease. Jungkook was very warm towards her, not just this morning but since last night, and it made Yin feel captivated. Yet, she was afraid to jump to conclusions too quickly, remembering the image of Jungkook, who had once beaten someone up. According to Yin, Jungkook remained a dangerous person, especially with the number of guards outside his house. Still, observing how Jungkook treated her, Yin shook her head quickly. She didn't want to speculate too much. At least being away from her father's house already provided some relief from enduring daily torment. Now they are at the hospital, and Yin is undergoing an MRI examination. The results will be out in a few minutes, and it's Jungkook who is impatiently waiting for the examination results. "Jungkook, be thankful. The results show no major issues. There are a few bruises, but they won't have a significant impact. With proper treatment, everything will be fine." After that, Dr. Jin writes down a few prescriptions and vitamins. Jungkook accepts them, and after bidding farewell, they leave the room. "I told you there was nothing wrong with my body. I'm relieved that there are no issues after a thorough examination." "Jungkook, why are you treating me like this? Don't you like it? So how do you want me to treat you? Do you want me to mistreat you?" "Of course not. That's not what I meant." "Do you want to know one of my biggest regrets in this world?" "What is it?" "I should never have let you go from the beginning." "Let me go? What do you mean, Jungkook?" "I should have made you my girlfriend from the start." "Shouldn't you have asked me first if I wanted to be your girlfriend or not?" "You should have said yes." "What if I didn't want to?" "Then I would have locked you up or kidnapped you so you couldn't run away from me." "Are you serious, Jungkook? Do I look like I'm joking?" "Jungkook, please drop me off here." "Why? Are you trying to escape from me?" "You have no right to do that to me. I haven't even agreed to be your girlfriend. It's better to drop me off now." With a heavy sigh, Jungkook pulled over his car. The place was quite secluded, and Yin was a bit uneasy about getting out in such a quiet area. Jungkook stared sharply at Yin while she gathered the courage to unlock the still locked car door. "Can you please unlock the car?" "And who said you could get out of this car?" "Then why did you pull over?" "Because I wanted to remind you that since last night, you belong to me." "What do you mean? Why did you?" Before Yin could finish her sentence, Jungkook leaned in, harshly pressing his lips against hers. Yin struggled, but it was in vain, given Jungkook's overpowering strength. After a few moments, Jungkook lifted his head, now burying his face in her neck, leaving a few marks with his lips. While Yin continued to resist, unaware that soft moans had escaped her lips, Jungkook eventually released her, looking at her neck with satisfaction. "That's a sign that you belong to me. If you forget, just look in the mirror at that mark to remind yourself." "Why are you acting like this? And also, these marks won't last forever. Once they fade, I won't be yours anymore. If they fade, I'll make them again. Baby, as long as I can be good to you, please don't provoke my emotions. Just accept and enjoy the kindness I give you. Okay, baby?" With that, Jungkook drew closer again, gently caressing her cheek and planting a lingering kiss on her forehead. Unconsciously, Yin closed her eyes as she felt his soft lips on her forehead. "Be a good girl, and I will provide you my protection, give you love, and make you feel comfortable. So, don't provoke my emotions, baby." After whispering those words, Jungkook briefly kissed her ear before securing his seatbelt and refocusing on driving. Yin tried to steady her racing heart, occasionally glancing at him who calmly steered the car. Honestly, this time Yin felt genuinely threatened and scared being close to him. She wanted to resist, but there was nothing giving her the strength to fight back. Finally, Yin sighed in frustration. For now, it was essential not to provoke Jungkook's emotions or risk him turning into a lion. If she had to choose, facing a warm and caring Jungkook would be much more pleasant than dealing with an angry Jungkook who might act harshly toward her. After 15 minutes, Jungkook parked the car in front of a women's clothing store. Yin was once again puzzled by Jungkook's actions. Baby, let's get off. Why? You need more clothes, baby. Let's buy them now. The ones in the closet are only a few, and they might not match your taste. Let's pick the ones you like yourself. Not wanting to engage in further debate, Yin finally yielded to Jungkook. They entered the store with Yin's hand gently held by Jungkook. Initially, Yin pulled away slowly, but Jungkook's grip grew firmer. Baby, don't resist me anymore. Get used to it from now on, because I'll often hold your hand like this. Finally, Yin sighed heavily. They began selecting clothes for Yin while receiving excellent service. There was a sense of discomfort and awkwardness as Yin chose clothes, especially since the prices here were high, and Yin had no money at all. She didn't want to give the impression that she was taking advantage of Jungkook's payment. So, she only picked a few clothes. However, Jungkook insisted on getting more as Yin's wardrobe was quite lacking. In the end, Yin acquired 30 new outfits today, 10 for outings, 10 casual ones, and 10 for sleeping. Additionally, there were 15 sets of underwear. Feeling it was enough, they left the store and headed back to the car to return home. Jungkook seems to be chatting with one of his friends on the phone. So, where should the three of us meet tomorrow? Are you sure about that place? In 3 days? Alright, I'll be there. See you tomorrow. Jungkook immediately ended the call on his phone and headed towards Yin's room. Yin is sitting in front of her dressing table, combing her hair. Suddenly, her room door opens. Even without looking, she can already guess who dared to open her bedroom door. Slowly, Jungkook approaches Yin, and they lock eyes through the mirror. Their gaze is intense, while Yin continues to comb her hair. Baby, tonight, don't sleep too long. Tomorrow, we're going on a journey for about 3 days. Where are we going? Jungkook, why all of a sudden? Yin immediately stopped combing her hair, turning around to face Jungkook directly. I won't tell you now, but I assure you'll like it. I don't feel like going anywhere. I can't leave you here while I have to go. It's okay, just go. And you'll run away from me, is that what you mean? No, I won't run away from you. Come on, baby. Just come with me. I guarantee you'll enjoy it. The place is fantastic. Fine, it's up to you. With that, Yin headed to the bed and went straight under the covers, wrapping herself in the blanket. Jungkook, observing this, sighed. He approached her, sitting at the edge of the bed. Baby. Yin remained silent, pretending to be asleep, even though she had just gotten onto the bed. The journey will be fun. I promise you'll like it. Tomorrow, I'll have the maid help you pack your clothes into the suitcase. Jungkook lowered his body and kissed her head before getting up and leaving the room. Yin didn't care. She kept her eyes closed and shortly after fell into a deep, peaceful sleep. The next afternoon. Are we going on this cruise ship? Yes, that's correct. They both finally started boarding the ship, and Yin's face lit up with joy. Now, Yin, Jungkook, Jimin, and V are seen gathering. I didn't expect to meet Park Yin. After all this time, Yin truly belongs to you, Jungkook. Hearing Jimin and V's remarks, Yin couldn't help but wonder, as if they both knew something. Yin decided not to dwell on it for now. Jungkook, Jimin, and V continued their conversation, apparently discussing business. Yin wasn't involved in their discussion. She just sat beside Jungkook, playing with her phone. Actually, Yin couldn't wait to explore the cruise ship, but Jungkook promised to accompany her after finishing the conversation with V and Jimin. So, Yin had to wait. After a short while. I need to use the bathroom, baby. Do you want to come? No, I'll stay here. Jungkook promptly stood up from his seat and went to the bathroom, leaving Yin with Jimin and V. What did you mean by talking like that? What do you know? Please tell me. Jungkook has liked you for a long time, Yin. Back when we were still in school, he used to watch you often. Yin furrowed her brows, but curiosity lingered in her heart. Honestly, she wanted to know more about it. How did you find out? We're his friends, of course we know. Actually, he wanted to confess his feelings to you first, but he held back because he didn't want you to get involved in danger. But it seems like he's not holding back anymore. It looks that way. Yin heard what they said with flushed cheeks. Was it true? Did it mean that Jungkook had been in love with her for a long time, indicating that he genuinely meant it now? Shortly after, Jungkook returned from the bathroom. Are you guys talking about me? No one answered among the three of them. V and Jimin just wore knowing smiles, while Yin couldn't stop blushing. Nighttime. Now they are in one of the rooms on the cruise ship. Jungkook deliberately booked only one room for the two of them. They enjoyed exploring the ship while relishing the sea breeze. And now it's time for them to rest. Yin was already getting ready for bed, noticing Jungkook, who had just returned to the room after a brief conversation with Jimin and V. She observed Jungkook entering and immediately taking off his jacket, hanging it, and removing his shirt. Instantly, Yin was surprised. Jungkook, why are you taking off your shirt? I'm used to sleeping like this. Can't you just wear your shirt? I won't be able to sleep, baby. Besides, I'll be under the blanket, and you won't see it. With that, Jungkook promptly climbed onto the bed and tucked himself under the blanket. Let's sleep. Good night, baby. Yin didn't answer. With a blushing face, she immediately covered herself too, until 30 minutes passed. Ah damn, I can't sleep. Baby, can you sleep? Yes. If you can sleep, why haven't you slept yet? Baby, don't you want us to do something? Yin didn't answer. She was still trying to close her eyes. Baby, do you really want it so much? Yes, I could say so. But unfortunately, I'm currently on my period. What, baby? Are you serious? Of course, I'm serious. Alright then, I'll wait for you once your period is over. And I won't tell you when that will be resolved. Well then, I'll check on it every night. Suit yourself. 15 minutes passed. Yin silently stared at Jungkook's face, who was already sound asleep. Soft snoring could be heard, indicating that he was quite tired today. Finally, Yin approached her face to Jungkook's face, giving him a brief peck on his cheek. Good night, honey. She sighed. It seemed that living with Jungkook was not that bad. Shortly after, Yin followed Jungkook into the dream world.